You're watching the Alabama Weather Network.
It's Wednesday, the 22nd of October. This is meteorologist James Spann. Alabama's weather looking fairly quiet for the rest of this week. We do note some pretty dense fog in spots this morning. Our next chance of rain will be late in the weekend, and we have a tropical storm on the board. So let's talk about everything. This is the upper air look, a big long-wave trough over the eastern states, delivering colder air into the deep south. Nothing on the radar, very dry air mass in place. We got some scattered rain way up north. Pretty big spread this morning across the state. We have 40s over the northern third of the state from Birmingham north, 50s across the central counties, 60s for South Alabama. But that cooler air will keep working south today, and everybody should be in the 40s tomorrow morning. In fact, we'll see some 30s for the colder pockets over the northern counties of the state. So a dense fog advisory this morning for the counties in gray on that map. This would include Montgomery, Selma, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden, Fort Payne, Cullman. The fog should dissipate by mid-morning. Otherwise, pretty quiet morning around the nation. No severe storms expected today. Tomorrow, a low-end marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, from New Mexico into parts of southwest Oklahoma. And on day 3, which is Friday, a marginal risk of severe storms over parts of west Texas. Rain for the next 7 days. Heavier totals west of Alabama. This is the rain valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Much of Mississippi could receive over 1 inch. Alabama, generally 1/2 inch or less. The exception down in Mobile and Washington counties in southwest Alabama, where they could see 1 inch. But again, the next chance of rain here will be Sunday. We'll take a look at modeling here in just a second. In the tropics, we have that one named storm on the board, Melissa. Other than that, it's really quiet. In fact, here's a look at our 7-day outlook, and you can see other than Melissa, no additional tropical storms or hurricanes are expected for the next 7 days. Melissa looking a little better this morning. The hurricane hunters really didn't find much when they got in there late yesterday. Basically an open wave, but it seems to be developing a CDO, central dense overcast, and looks much more symmetrical. The top winds at 50 miles per hour. And the steering currents collapse, which means this thing is going to go nowhere quickly. The latest track here from the Hurricane Center has this becoming a hurricane by Friday, maybe a Category 2 at the end of the forecast period here, with 105 mile per hour winds just south of Jamaica. And inevitably, this will have to kick out to the northeast. Let's take a look at modeling. First off, this is going to be the ATCF set, and this goes out 5 days. And for the next 5 days, this thing just does the hokey pokey, looping around out there a little to the southeast of Jamaica, southwest of Haiti, in the Caribbean. But let's go to the longer range global models, and you can see that the GFS here, the American GFS, after stalling out and meandering, finally kicks it out, if anything survives the encounter with land, Hispaniola. Kicks it out to the northeast, and it just has to do that because of this strong upper trough that's going to be digging down into the southeast and eastern U.S. next week. Europeans, same thing, and again, it's still got a few members that bring it to Central America, but it sure looks like this will be a meandering storm that ultimately moves northeast, if anything survives out there. And again, this is the super ensemble. This is every ensemble member off the European, the American GFS, and the Canadian. Not one ensemble member of the hundreds of them bring it into the Gulf. So this will not be a Gulf system. Intensity guidance. I'd say a majority of the members keep this under hurricane strength, but a few do bring it up to a Category 1. And the Hurricane Center is being pretty aggressive because in their forecast, they've actually got it being a Category 2. So they're clearly at the high end of the guidance. But again, we'll keep an eye on this thing. And the biggest problem ultimately could be some flooding issues, maybe for Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, depending on how it kind of stalls there. But again, confidence is very high. This thing will not be close to the Gulf. So model fans, here we go. European. This is the OZ run valid today at 4. Big trough over the eastern states. Got an upper low that's out there near Los Angeles. And again, a beautiful fall day today. Fog burns off, highs 60s for the Tennessee Valley, 70s elsewhere. Tomorrow, many of the colder pockets in North Alabama could see upper 30s. Most locations start the day in the 40s, maybe 50s in South Alabama. The high will be in the 70s. The sky will be sunny. And on Friday, beautiful day. Sunny with highs mostly in the 70s. What about the weekend? This is Saturday. We're still dry. Rain to the west, raining in Shreveport, Little Rock, Vicksburg. But we'll get in a dry day on Saturday with highs mostly in the 70s. And then Sunday, that short wave brings in rain. And again, this is probably not a heavy rain event. Rain amounts 1/2 inch or less for most spots, maybe a little more in a few locations. Certainly no chance of any severe storms. Probably not much, if any, thunder. Just good old-fashioned rain. So Monday, that wave is on by. A surface low forms not too far from Charleston off in the Atlantic. And there might be a lingering shower. And then Tuesday, maybe a few scattered showers, the better chance of rain off to the west. And then this is a week from today, Wednesday, October 29th, very deep upper low that's forming here across the deep south. And again, we notice over here that would be Melissa that's still hanging around near Jamaica. But obviously in that upper air pattern, that's going to kick that thing out to the northeast. And again, that will likely bring in showers on Wednesday of next week. So, again, we'll have some rain probably toward the middle of the week with this upper feature on Wednesday. Let's go out 10 days. This is Friday, October 31st, Halloween. Trough on the East Coast, and we are rain-free. That would be Halloween evening right there. So if that works out, a great night for the trick-or-treaters. So, again, looks like next week the better chance of rain could be around the middle of the week on Wednesday, but there could be a few spotty showers Monday and Tuesday. Rain for the next 15 days. European Ensemble looking for the green line between 1.5 and 2 inches between now and the 6th of November. Temperatures coming off the national blend of models, highs mostly in the 70s through Sunday. Then next week, a lot of 60s on the board. Lows in the 40s and 50s. Latest long-range guidance, October 29th through November 4th. Temperatures near or maybe a little below average here across the deep south. Indeed, it's foggy. Again, we have a dense fog advisory for much of north and central Alabama. So for those of you that are watching this early, getting set to hit the road, be aware of that. But pretty cool sunset last night. We had some clouds with that front that came through and a few little spotty showers. But the sky was on fire in some spots with the sun breaking through. Shut up on the Tennessee River, and let's go down the other way, the Gulf Coast. I love October on the beach. Look at that. You'd own the beach if you were there. Crowds tend to be pretty thin. Weather tends to be pretty good. So today we'll see the kids at Atala Elementary School up in Etowah County, and after that I'll be swinging by Gadsden State Community College, a fine ACCS school. Tomorrow going to be at Drake State Community College in Huntsville, and I'll be speaking at Latham Church in Huntsville. Tomorrow night I will be at Southern Union Community College in Wadley for a weather program. Friday, Jemison Elementary School in Chilton County, and Saturday, by golly, we've got a book signing in Sylacauga. We're going to be there between 9 and 11 at Cup of Grace Coffee. Well, listen, do some Christmas shopping. Now's the time. 'Tis the season. We'll have all the cool weather shirts. If anybody in your family is a weather dweeb, there's some good stuff. We've got our children's books and so much more. We have a lot of fun. We take a lot of pictures. So again, Saturday morning, Cup of Grace Coffee, Broadway in Sylacauga from 9 until 11. As always, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News. And don't forget, you can catch my forecast on great radio stations around the state, including in Birmingham, 104.7 WZZK. Thanks for watching. Have a marvelous Wednesday, and God bless.